Yo, what's up? 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 What's going on? Happy Sunday. I gotta turn the fucking music down. Turn the mic on. Have my Xbox headset. It's blocking everything. I cannot see. There we go. All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's doing well. Only going live for week 18 because I do know there's probably a couple of people that have questions. So happy week 18. I hope everyone is having a good day. I know week 18 is weird. Week 18 is never the best. I mean, not everyone is playing. People might play for 5 seconds. People might play the whole game. Some teams are trying. Some teams don't give a shit. It's very interesting to follow. That's how it just is every year. So that's how it goes. I'm just adjusting something real quick on the stream. I'm going to answer everyone's questions. Appreciate you guys all stopping by today. Means a ton to me. Especially because I assume a lot of you guys aren't even playing today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's up, Roll? What's up, Tyron? How you doing? What's up, Brian? What's up, Spock? Oh, you took an L. Second place isn't the worst, though. Yeah, exactly. Don't get too low on yourself. Second place, that's better than, I assume, either your league is 10 teams, 12 teams, 14 teams, something like that. You're better than most people. So that's a win. You're not always going to win. That's just, that's honestly the best way to look at it is you're not always going to win. So anytime you can get a W is pretty good. Even second. Hey, y'all. I think most of us here are yeah, exactly. I agree, Caitlin. What's up? Rob, what's going on? Achan, Tracy, J.K. Dobbins, Carter, or Garendo start two. For me, I think you have to play Achan. I mean, I understand that without Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins are not going to be as good when it comes to running the football with Achan. Achan is a guy that really gets a whole lot of targets. And the reason why Achan gets so many targets is because they scheme the game that way. Tua dumps the ball to him a ton. Now, obviously, no Tua is worse, but at the same time, Achane, you know he's playing the whole game, right? There's guys that are playing that they might not play the whole game. They might not play 50% of the game. They might not play 30% of the game. And I feel very confident that at the very least, Tua Tagovailoa is going to play Achane is going to play the whole entire game. So with that said, I think Achane has to be an answer there. And then between Tracy and Dobbins and Carter and Garendo, I think Garendo is probably the second best play, again, because I think the 49ers are going to look to run the ball. There's no Brock Purdy in that game, which probably means that they're going to look to establish the run a whole lot more. So I think Achan and Garendo is your best bet. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Dad. What's up? Thank you for all your advice this season. Won my first championship. It's amazing. That's amazing. I'm happy for you. You're playing DFS this week. So am I. It's a weird DFS week. Very, very, very weird. Any week where it feels spotty on how much usage every guy is going to get does always feel a little bit weird, in my opinion. Just looking at the sims that I'm running right now, I'm going to have a lot of Josh Dobbs. So if Josh Dobbs goes crazy, we may be rich. If Josh Dobbs ends up playing like shit, we might be poor. But that's okay. That's okay. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. I lost to someone who auto-drafted. That's tough, but that happens. Sometimes the best team is going to somehow auto-draft and then pick up the right players and then win. That's how it goes sometimes. Fantasy is a weird game. Very, very weird game. Won $500 and a championship last week. Thanks, Spock and Nick. No problem, Donald. Congratulations. Need to start 2 running backs in a flex. Jacobs, Achane, Charbonnet, Garendo, Carter, Corb, Thielen. Great question. Sorry for yawning there. Jacobs, his workload is questionable. He's available to play. He was listed, but he carries no injury designation. He should be expected to see less work than usual. I mean, I don't know if I want to play that. So I think I'd go Achane and Charbonnet because I feel like Charbonnet and Achane are going to get their full load. Pause, and then I'm going Thielen. Achane, Charbonnet, Thielen. Go Bucks, horns down. I can't believe Texas ended up winning that game. I know that they were projected to win, and they were winning real big early, but it really did seem like Texas was going to lose that game, at least in my opinion, just watching. And then Texas ended up pulling that one out. I didn't think that Ohio State would win by that much. I didn't think it would be that straight up of a dominant effort, but Ohio State dominated. So that was interesting. I don't really have a college team besides Miami's my college team, and they stink. They didn't even make the playoffs because they just choked down the stretch. So I'll be rooting for, I guess, Ohio State, Corum or Ray Davis, buddy. I would go Corum. We appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Hillbilly Scotty. Thank you. Hillbilly Scott, 69. Very nice. I had a rough year. First, third, fifth, sixth, seventh. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Might be worse than your normal Brian, but that's really not anything to be super low on, in my opinion. That's a pretty, I mean, not an amazing year, but pretty good. Thanks, Spock. No problem, Sydney. I'm glad. All right, I said no problem as if, I'm Spock, but no problem. I assume Spock thanks you as well. Appreciates you. One first is decent. Yeah, I agree. You also got Ray Davis. Yeah, I'm not playing Ray Day. I'm playing Achan, Garendo, and Thielen. I mean Achan, Charbonnet, and Thielen. Sorry. Start 2. Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter, Michael Pittman. I would go Michael Carter and Garrett Wilson. Do I start Jaden Daniels? I like Jaden Daniels. I feel like they're going to play him a decent amount, so yeah, I'd play him. Dobbs Jennings. You know what's funny? Dobbs Jennings was in the lineup that I just put in. I love Dobbs this week. I mean, Dobbs is super high risk, super high reward. I agree with that. I have been playing these last couple of weeks the low end quarterbacks. Like I've been rolling out Aiden O'Connell and all these like scrub Michael Penix, and it just hasn't worked. So maybe this week it'll go in my favor, right? You jam some quarterback that doesn't seem the best. Maybe it'll work. Fantasy is a weird game. Like I always say, anything is possible. Who said that? Anything is possible. Is that Celtics player that said that? Oh, my brain is so fried. I don't even remember who it is. I do not even remember. Anything is possible. Won my fantasy Super Bowl by 75. By 75? God damn. 75. Who did the other person have? That's crazy. Congratulations. Start 2, Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter, Michael Pittman. Yeah, I'd go Garrett Wilson, Michael Carter. My only error made was sitting A.J. Brown because Nico Scary Terry and A-Chain wanted to kick their feet up last week. Yeah, I mean, I did not expect Terry especially. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Every single thing that I looked at was pointing towards Terry smashing. Every single thing, like all of his numbers, all the numbers the defense was putting up, everything that I could possibly find when I'm looking up to do research for my videos told me that that's a smash week. Every single metric told me Terry was going to smash. So I don't even feel bad about telling you to start Terry because it made sense, right? If you just looked at it objectively, it made perfect sense. It didn't work, but sometimes that's just how it goes, Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, it does suck. Nick, I won my first time ever this year. A lot thanks to you. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Congratulations, Sam. That's so awesome. It's awesome to hear. Honestly, that's the best part about doing this is that you guys are winning. Shows that, the effort that I put in works. Start 2, Bucky, Sharbs, Pollard. I would go Bucky and Charbonnet. McVay talked about how he is looking forward to seeing Corum with a big workload. Corum should be a good play. I like Corum too. I'm just slightly worried about how much gas the Rams are going to be on. Like, are the Rams going to be all gas, no brakes? Are they going to pull out Stafford? Because the second you pull out Stafford, that instantly, even if Blake Corum gets a huge load, they're not going to be able to move the ball as well, right? That's just kind of base level analysis, right? I understand that's not like the highest level of thought process, right? I'm pretty sure everyone could have thought about that. I'm trying to think who the backup quarterback even is for the Rams. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, yeah. Matthew Stafford isn't even playing. He's doubtful. Jimmy Garoppolo is fine. I mean, Blake Corum should get enough touches to where it's fine, but I'm not really excited to play Blake Corum. But yeah, he could be good. I don't think that's crazy take. Brian Robinson Jr. or Michael Carter. I'd play Michael Carter. Michael Carter looked good last week. I've been a Michael Carter fan for a long time. If you guys remember when he was on the Jets, I'm trying to think of what year it was. Maybe it was the COVID year. I was like a big Michael Carter guy, and it actually, I mean, he wasn't great, but it was a pretty good pick. I've always liked Michael Carter. And I think he could have a pretty decent game this week. So I would go Michael Carter. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. Should I start Justin Herbert or grab someone off waivers? Let's do some research on Herbert here. Unclear if the starters will play week 18. Okay, that's not helpful information. Justin Herbert. Is Justin Herbert playing today versus the Raiders? The Chargers have named 8 on the injury report, but Justin Herbert is not one of them. Expect to see a lot of Herbert as the Chargers look to lock up. Okay, so Herbert's going to be playing as expected. So against the Raiders, yeah, I'd be fine playing Herbert. Again, week 18 is one of the hardest. It is, in my opinion, the hardest week to predict. I think week 1 is tough too because you kind of go in with all your priors thinking, oh, this guy's the second coming of fucking Mahomes. This guy's this guy's that. Anthony Richardson is the GOAT, and then not everything ends up playing out that way. But I think week 18 is honestly the hardest because in week 1, at least hey, if I play this court, like if I love Kyler Murray's going to play the whole game unless he gets hurt, knock on wood. Whereas this week, it's a little bit different. Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. Yeah, I love the Vikings versus Detroit Lions game. Yeah, shout out to Spock. Yeah, I was expecting Terry to play better as well. I mean, it's just sometimes it doesn't go our way. Sometimes that's the funniest thing is like you can do all this research, you can look everything up, you can do all this analysis. You can even look at like what a receiver is expected to do up against a certain corner. How good is that corner? How good have they been playing recently? What's their PFF grade? This, that, and the other thing. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you could see guys that get locked up, typically like a corner that's dominating, and then the corner gets slapped in the face by some random receiver. DJ Moore, Tracy, or Terry? Good question. I think I would go Terry because I think Terry is going to get a lot of work. So I'd go Terry. That's true. That is true. Yeah, week 18 is the hardest. Steelers lost. The Chargers have got something to play for. They got from the 6th seed playing the Ravens. Yeah, playing the 5th, playing up against the Texans is the most optimal way, in my opinion, for a quarter or for a team to advance past the first round, the wild card round. If you're playing the Texans, now again, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Texans are dead because the Texans got steamrolled by the Ravens, right? A team like the Chargers could slip up and lose to the Texans, but I think the Texans, I think in terms of ranking, like who is the weakest team in the AFC in the playoffs, in my opinion, it's probably either the Steelers or it would be the Texans. I know the Steelers have a great defense, and defenses can pull you out of a lot of bad scenarios. We've seen it before. It is entirely possible. But I mean, like one of my best friends is a Steelers fan. I don't know. I know he's not feeling the best about the Steelers. Like, I don't think anyone's feeling the best about the Steelers. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I think if the Dolphins make it, they go to Buffalo, we probably get filleted. We probably get destroyed. But I'm hoping the Dolphins make it. There's a lot of people that are weird about in the Dolphins fandom. There's a lot of people that are like, I don't want the Dolphins to make it because I can't wait. I wouldn't be able to watch us get screwed. Like, I would love to watch that. I would love to watch the Dolphins make the playoffs again because you want to know why? Because for years of my life, they never made it. So I would rather just watch them make it, even if they lose. Pollard or Swift? I would go Pollard. Connor and Benson are both out. Yeah, I like Carter a lot. Thanks, bro. No problem. Yeah, no one's going to be right. 100% of the time. That's the craziest part about it. Even if I had some supercomputer algorithms spitting out all of the answers, that's also not going to be right every single time. Today is very interesting because a lot of people are putting money maybe on Underdog, promo code Notorious. Get that first deposit bonus of up to $1,000 and the free pick. But some people are putting it down on sports books, right? On all of these incentives. Oh, Cortland Sutton needs X amount of yards to get $1 gazillion. Mike Evans needs X amount of yards to hit 1,000 yards. And everyone's hit the over. And the fact that people are hitting the over means that the over keeps moving up and up and up, 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 up. And what that probably means is the bets are probably now more likely to go under. And I don't necessarily want to invest a ton of money in week 18 because, again, I think it's Fugazi. I don't think there's a lot of rhyme or reason to it, but I think there might be a lot of money to be made betting on the incentives and it going over. I doubt Nikki remembers this, but last season I changed my profile picture like 3 times. No, I do remember that. Carter hasn't really played all year. He's not going to get any points. No, he is going to get points. Did you watch last week's game? Michael Carter fantasy data. Michael Carter looks good. He scored 10 points last week. Scored 9 the week prior. He got 15 touches last week. He could easily score a touchdown. I mean, again, I'm not going to say he's going to score 25 points, but it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. These games at the end of the season are really, really weird. It's no guarantee that what we think is going to happen is going to happen. It's strange. I think Carter's a good play. I mean, I think when there's so many running backs this week that are going to get tugged out early, there's going to be a lot of running backs that don't get the correct workload. There's a lot of running backs that you might think are going to start, and they might legitimately play for 5 seconds, dip their toe in the water, and walk away. It's weird. It's weird, and that's why I try to advise everyone to not play week 18. That's probably the biggest advice, is because you can play fantasy however you want. So I'm not going to tell you that if you play week 18, you're an idiot, because you're not, right? But you play all year under the assumption that every team is trying as hard as possible. And then this week, not every team is trying as hard as possible. It's very, very strange. And then all your money is hinging on these games, right? I like the picture. Tyron. I like it. If the Dolphins miraculously make the playoffs and knocked out Buffalo, that'd be amazing. The Dolphins haven't won a single playoff game in my life. So just winning a playoff game against anyone, I don't care who it's against, would be awesome. But yeah, beating the Bills, knocking the Bills off would be awesome. Again, what is the likelihood of that happening? Probably 0.2%, I would say. Like, I think the Chiefs could win today. I really do. Like, I think Carson Wentz masterclass could occur. I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz went crazy last year, I believe, for the Rams in week 18 and won the game, or for the 49ers, one or the other. So it is possible. So I'm not going to necessarily count the Dolphins out, but I think the more likely scenario, honestly, is the Dolphins lose to the Jets and somehow the Chiefs end up losing the Broncos end up losing. I think that's the more likely scenario. And that would be a real kick to the teeth, because like if the Dolphins would have just won, they would be in, but then they won't win because they're a fucking disaster. How fun is that? Love that. Need 2. Dobbins, Garendo, or Carter. I would go. See, again, with Dobbins, it's so dicey. It's so dicey. I would go Carter and Garendo. Need 2. Charbonnet, Carter, Dobbins, Pollard. I'm going Charbonnet. And I'm going Carter. What's up, Nick? Won my fantasy championship, 1 league, working on number 2 today. Very nice. Very nice. That's awesome. Let's get fantasy chip number 2 today. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I think my Pats will lose to the Bills this week. I have a feeling the Patriots are going to try this week, based on what I've read, and I feel like Gerard Mayo is coaching for his job. Now, again, I don't know how to feel like when you have a team that is coming out and their roster sucks, right? The roster is trash. Like, no one thinks the Patriots have a good roster. The team goes out there and they suck, right? They're not good. Drake May has his ups, his downs. They're not good. But I don't think anyone expected them to be good. Now, of course, there's going to be like the Patriots fans or, the people that just don't know shit about football that are just like, the Patriots are always going to be good, this, that, and the other thing. Let's suck off the Patriots. There's some people that think that way. Do I think that way? No. I thought the Patriots would be bad, and they are. So I don't know if they should fire Gerard Mayo because, again, what could you have expected? Now, there's other things that people might not like about Mayo. There's certain things that, maybe he's done this season that rub people the wrong way. So I'm not going to say that, like, Mayo can't be fired, but I find it very hard to fire a head coach this quickly. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, like to think it's crazy to fire someone this quick, but I don't know. They might end up firing their coach. They could. 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 Jacoby Myers, Garrett Wilson, or Blake Corum. I go Blake Corum. Yeah, one more disappointment for the Dolphins. Yeah, Pollard is playing for incentives. That's true. But again, the incentive narrative, which I think could come correct, a lot of the time, it doesn't really go the way of the incentives. Like, I remember we were talking about this. I think we've talked about this every single year that I made videos. And sorry for if that crack was loud. We've been talking about that for years. Every year, we kind of fall in love with the incentives, and it doesn't work. Now, it doesn't work for every player. Pollard could have a big game. I'm not saying Pollard is going to shit the bed. I think Pollard's going to be fine. So, I see Nick Wright say to trade Drake May, draft Sanders, Hunter, and hire Dion. I mean, that would be funny. That's obviously not going to happen, but that would be funny. I think if you put Drake May in this class of quarterbacks, I think Drake May would probably be the number one overall pick. I mean, I love Cam Ward, but that's because I'm a Miami fan. Cam Ward was outstanding this year. He does do a lot of things, though, where it's like, to me, he seems like a project quarterback, meaning like, I think he's going to need to get molded. Like, I don't think you're going to come out the gate with Cam Ward and Cam Ward's going to fucking drop his nuts out there and go bananas, right? I just don't project that. And I think it would be kind of crazy to project that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I believe that Cam Ward will be the best quarterback in that class, but I don't think it'll happen instantly. Like, I don't think he's coming out the gate on fire. I just won 5 championships last Sunday, making it 18 in 4 years. Who needs advice? That's awesome. That is awesome. Is Eckler playing? I believe so. Austin Eckler. Is Austin Eckler playing today? Question mark. The Commanders haven't benefited from Austin Eckler's presence. Blah, 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 blah. They should remain cautious with him. What the fuck? This is like the most useless article I've ever read. They activated him off the IR. So he's going to play. He's playing, but I wouldn't advocate for him going crazy. Join the Discord. Yeah, facts. Make sure you guys join. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I don't think I'm much of a coach, to be honest with you. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I think, like, maybe I'd be good at motivating the players. I don't know, but I don't think I'm like a huge X's and O's type of coach. Maybe the players would like me, though, be a nice players coach. But probably not. I don't think that would work. I know a couple of guys that played on my high school team, like the football team. I didn't play on the football team, but they played on the football team, and they now coach the team. So they're not like the head coaches, but they're part of the staff. It would be kind of sick to just stand on the sideline with one of those like old school, what were those? The Motorola headsets. If you guys remember back when like Chuck Pagano was coaching back in the day for the Colts, the old school look. Now that would look fire. And I think it would just be cool to stand there with the headset on. But yeah, I'm not some super deep X's and O's guy that can call a million great plays in a row. Probably not. Funny? Yeah. Smart? Probably not. I love Drake May too much. I love Drake May too. Nick is the biggest bandwagon analyst ever. The Yankees, the Lakers, and the Chiefs. If you think that I am a bandwagon, I don't like the Yankees, the Lakers, or the Chiefs. But I know you're trolling. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Mets fan. and I'm a Nets fan, and I'm a Devils fan. I like all the teams that are New Jersey, New York, except for the Dolphins. There are definitely people out there that do like all those teams, though, which is funny. Should I start Chig Okonkwo over Tyreek? I don't even know if Reek is playing. Reek is playing. I'd play Tyreek. Yeah, make sure you guys join the Discord. Pollard, A-Chain, Garendo need to. Let's go A-Chain and Garendo. Yeah, I don't think they're going to play starter, but I do think they might. I think they might. Based on what I've read, I think it's possible that they play the starters for a decent amount of time. Based on what I've read. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, Tua is just always a question. He's out, though. I can see Nick on the headset and the clipboard on the sidelines 4-year-old's football game. Yeah, that's actually, that would be funny. Get the clipboard out there, call all the plays. Make the plays really complicated for 4-year-olds, too. Like a real NFL play call. That'd be funny. That'd be very funny, actually. But obviously it wouldn't work because the kids would have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I won my championship with Debo and Cup. Love that. Yeah, shout out Jalen McMillan. I'm probably one of, I guess that would be actually a way too high of praise to set on myself, but I'm probably one of the few that was actually talking up McBride like to draft. Like if you were in a deeper league, I was telling you guys to draft McBride and stash him. Now a lot of people probably drafted him, maybe off my advice, and they cut him, rightfully so. But I do feel like I was kind of early on the McBride. McMillan bandwagon. I was banging the drum for McMillan before really anyone was. I was talking him up, giving him the gawk 9,000. That's true. Oh, you're talking about Nick Wright. Oh, okay. Then yeah, he is. He is a bandwagon. I didn't even realize that. I thought you were talking about me because we got the same name. Respect. Terry, J-Mo, or McConkey. Dude, it's so tough. I would go Terry. I think Terry's going to play a decent amount. Raiders, Cubs, Blackhawks. Respect. That makes sense. You're from Chicago, I assume, Everett? Should I trust Breece Hall, or am I better off playing Ray Davis? No, sorry. Should I trust Breece Hall, or am I better off playing Ray Davis? I mean, I would go Blake Corum if it's my team. I would go Blake Corum. My thoughts on A-Chain is A-Chain's going to get a lot of touches. Will they be great touches? Probably not, because again, without Tua, the reason why A-Chain is so successful is because Tua hits him a lot. He throws the ball 7 times, 8 times to him, sometimes 10 times, right? He gets a lot of targets, and not every running back gets that crazy of a workload. Like, I think the problem with this take right now is I think I can make a good argument next season to draft Devon Achane as the running back 1 in fantasy. Now, I don't think that's the number 1 overall pick. I still think people take receivers, but I think there's a good argument to be made that Devon Achane should be the running back 1 in fantasy football next year. The biggest thing holding me back from truly saying that, I think, next year is going to be simple. It's going to be the fact that Tua's health, right? Because if I don't think Tua can play for the whole season, which as of right now, I don't necessarily believe is like a lock, I think we could end up very disappointed with the production out of A-Chain, because if Tua gets hurt again, like if they don't bring in a competent quarterback, like the offense is just fucked. So I do like A-Chain though this week. I mean, again, we're just basing it off of how many touches do you think a given guy is going to get? I think A-Chain today is guaranteed to get a lot of touches. I think Janu is going to have a good game too. I think Janu's pretty heavily involved in the offense. 85 more yards, Ertz gets 250 grand. Yeah, I mean, bet that if you want. Again, I'm hesitant to truly suck off the incentive narrative because the incentive narrative has shafted us before. Not everyone's been here for years watching the channel, which is fine. But there have been times where we've talked up the incentives this, the incentives that. Let's fucking go bananas for the incentives, and then it doesn't work, right? We've seen it before, and we'll see it again. But yeah, I think Ertz could have a big game. I like Ertz. Oh, you're from Virginia. Okay. Ray Davis or Brees Hall. I think that's a fine take. All right. Best of luck, Everett. Best of luck. Yeah, I mean, fantasy's tough because you can think something all week and then you just magically you're like, oh, you know what? Now I have this different opinion, and then you switch and then you end up screwing yourself. So that's why I normally the way I look at things is I just look at my team and then I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then I just look away from it, right? I'm on stream every single Sunday, every single Thursday, so I don't really look at my teams a crazy amount. I look at it during the week. I say, you know what? I like this. I don't like this. Fuck it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I try not to super overthink things. And that's why your guys' answers, I try to get them out quickly because sometimes I'll just start talking and I'm like talking myself off of a point that I already made that I believe is the truth. And then I'm just putting myself in a mental pretzel. Broncos or Bucks defense? Broncos. Brandon Aubrey or McManus? I would go Aubrey. A-Chain's too injury prone for the number one. I don't think A-Chain is that injury prone. Did A-Chain play all 17 this year? If he didn't, he missed a couple games, and it was like maybe 2. Fuck, why? I hate that. A-Chain Pro Football Reference. He played 16 games this year, so pretty good. He's going to play all 17. And he played 11 last year. I mean, I don't think he's too injury prone in my opinion, but I do think it's a big risk about Tua. How does a team keep going with the quarterback that is one hit away from an injury in ending his career? They paid him $8 gazillion. So as a Dolphins fan, I just have to accept that Tua is the guy. I think accepting, like, again, I get what you're saying. I wish Tua wasn't injury prone, right? He didn't get hurt last year. He got hurt the year before. I mean, the thing is, what happened is Tua bulked up. Didn't get hurt last year. He was bulk. He was bigger. He wasn't as mobile. He wasn't able to maneuver the pocket as well. But because of that, he was able to stay more healthy. This year, he slims down. We've seen plays where he's running left out of the pocket. He makes these crazy throws. It's beautiful. That play up against the Bills in Buffalo, where he maneuvers out of the pocket. He hits Waddle. It's very impressive to watch, but he needs to bulk up again. If he wants to stay healthy, he has to bulk up, even if it means that you're going to get hit a couple more times in the pocket, even if it means you can't extend the plays as well. In my opinion, he needs to bulk up. I'm not a doctor. I'm not whatever. I think that's what he has to do, in my opinion. And yeah, I get that. I don't trust Tua really anymore. It is what it is. I think he's a very talented quarterback. If he magically stays healthy, like we've seen it before, right? Drew Brees is injury prone. Drew Brees this, Drew Brees that. The Dolphins don't add Drew Brees. Instead, we bring in Dante fucking Culpepper. And then you know what happens in New Orleans? Drew Brees is lifting his fucking 1-year-old baby with the headphones up with the Lombardi trophy, and the Dolphins have not won a playoff game. So yeah, I mean, Brees was this injury prone guy. Then Brees is amazing. I don't think Tua is going to ever win the Dolphins the Super Bowl, but we paid him $1 million. We got to keep rocking with $1 gazillion. We got to keep rocking with him. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel very confident in him anymore. It just is what it is. It really sucks. Ertz has been downgraded. Zach Ertz is expected to play from what I can see. So I don't really see anything negative. Sometimes teams just give them the money anyways. That is true. Thanks, Nick. Love the content. Fins up, Broncos down. Facts. To be honest, nobody should be playing in week 18. I agree. Hey, Nick, I'm playing in the toilet bowl and need some advice. Would you play Rashad White, Bucky Irving, or Jameson Williams, Bucky Irving? Yeah, it definitely has, Everett, and I agree with that. It happens to me too. I'm running it back with A-Chain and Gibbs. I like that. What do you think will be the top 3 fantasy picks next season? That's a good question. That is a good question. Off the top of my head, probably going to be, oh man, it's probably going to be like Saquon, Jamar Chase, A-Chain, Derrick Henry. I mean, people are going to buy into these old running backs again. Jefferson. It's probably going to be like Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Saquon, I think. Tua isn't injury prone. He's concussion prone. Sadly, no, his hip is also injury prone, so it's got both now. W's chat, W culture clips, W. Bucky Irvin. TikTok, 7 minutes. TikTok on the clock. Thanks, guys. No problem. Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, or DJ Moore, Mike Evans. Yep, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. It's interesting to see. I'm gonna be like what happens in the draft, because I think a guy like Chase Brown could be like a first round pick. I think Chase Brown played incredibly well this year. It's just kind of, who do they draft? Do they bring in another running back? Do they fire Zach Taylor? And it looks like I'm cranking off right now. I'm just itching my leg. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. I probably looked a little bit perverted. Chase Brown, I think, could be a very good pick next year. I stand on me drafting almost the perfect team. Only made 2 mistakes in Pitts and arguably Murray, and made the Steelers draft BTJ as my last pick. Yeah, Murray. I liked Murray and Pitts a lot, and they fucking sucked. I'm done with Kyle Pitts, though. You're never going to catch me talking Kyle Pitts up again. I won't even draft him like with my last pick anymore. Like, I'm just done with the guy. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm sick of it. Fuck him. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. Pollard, Garendo, Carter, or Stevenson? I mean, I think I'm going Garendo. I won 2 championships and 5 Yahoo leagues. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's always great to hear. That is always great to hear. I'm happy for you guys. Saw your post on Twitter. Love you, bud. Keep at it. Thank you. Thank you, Culture Clips. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was never a Kyle Pitts guy. Never. I never was early on, and now I bought into him. So actually, I was a Kyle Pitts guy this year. I definitely was. And it didn't work. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. That's true, Spock. Broncos or Bucks? I'd go Broncos, and I'd go Aubrey or McManus. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. Yeah, I'm going to send the Discord link into this chat, so if anyone has a Discord, you can join up. I hope the Broncos defense shits the bed. I hope they scored negative 30 points, but that probably won't happen. I honestly think Pitts might have just been overrated. I'm going to be honest. I think we might have just sucked them off too early. It didn't work, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Thanks for all of your hard work this season. That's awesome. Best of luck, Plan B. Best of luck. That's great to hear. It's always great. Again, like, that's the most rewarding thing about making these videos, is when you guys tell me that you won. It's just amazing. Honestly, it's crazy to think about just how good everyone is at this stuff. And it's not all me. It's you as well. So it's just always great to hear. Always makes me really happy that you guys are good at this. All right. Jacobs was a steal in the 5th this season. Will be much higher next year. I agree. I would love them in the summer. Yeah, make sure you guys check out Underdog. Make sure you guys check that out. Check that out. Is Pitts just bad at running routes? I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to watch like more all 22 on him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot of all 22 on Pitts this year, because Pitts like pissed me off so much that it's like, what is even the point in watching this? Like, he's just been playing so bad. So I didn't really watch anything, but I'll try to watch some stuff in the summer. I have no idea. I think it's a mix of the quarterback play with the fact that he is just not getting open. Exactly. Maybe he is lazy. Pitts may be better as an actual receiver for a real quarterback. Maybe. I could make dynasty videos. I may. A buddy of mine consistently draft Jalen Hurts second every year, and his team kills it. You think I do think getting a quarterback early does add a lot of safety to your team, right? In my opinion, it just does, right? If you're playing the guessing game like I normally do, where you draft some random fucking quarterback late, you're praying to the gods above that it works. Sometimes it works. Like, for In years prior, I've found the studs. I've told you guys to draft the guy that's going super late, and it works. But I do think like it does make your team safer. I think it does kind of hurt the upside though, because if you draft like in the second round, you hit on, say for instance, you hit A-Chain, right? A-Chain for majority of the season. If you drafted A-Chain in the second round, you were ecstatic. So I do think it lowers the safety. I mean, I do think it makes your team safer, but I think it limits the upside. Drake Man Chig is still playing today, dude. I agree. Garendo or Dobbins? I would go Garendo. Lost one championship to a cheater who said he had two teams. Oh, that's tough. That's rough. Dobbins. Speech. You guys want a speech? Look at first read target share. That might be Pitt's issue. That probably is. Probably is. Probably is. Never draft Stafford again as your quarterback. Stafford was a fine quarterback. Last stream of the season, yeah. No. No, I don't think it's the last stream of the season. Well, it's the last stream of the regular season. I'm going to stream. Thank you, Louis. I appreciate that. I'm going to stream next week. We're gonna do some underdog best ball drafts for the playoffs, just for fun. They're, in my opinion, they're fun to do. I don't expect to win a lot of money doing them. I just expect to have fun. I could try. I may. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for this season. Stay away from speeches from a loud German guy. I think I know who you're talking about. Not a good guy, that guy is. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the season. It was amazing. It was a crazy year, honestly. The season started off weird and it finishes weird, right? This was a very weird year, but I do appreciate all of you guys. We went from around 30,000 subscribers to 38.6 thousand, which is a lot. Very impressive. Next year, the goal would be to get to 50,000 subscribers. So I do appreciate all you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the games. And again, this is one of the best seasons we've ever had. And we're just going to continue to hopefully get bigger, more people watch, and we'll continue to have more fun. So I appreciate every single person that joins these streams every week, whether you just started watching today or you've been watching the whole season. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the mods, especially Spock. Spock is in the Discord answering everyone's questions. He is in here answering everyone's questions. Without Spock, it would be impossible because I can't even answer all the questions that you guys have. Spock answers a lot of your guys' questions. So shout out to him. Shout out to Culture Clips, Caitlin, Tyron, all the mods. I appreciate all you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy Sunday today. I hope the Dolphins can win. I hope the Dolphins make the playoffs. Even if we get smacked in Buffalo, I would rather watch that than be sitting on the couch again, sad that the Dolphins didn't make it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting in the work, man. See you next season. Thank you. See you next season. Stay up. Thank you. See you guys all next year. Appreciate you all. I'll be in the Discord during the playoff games. So make sure you guys do join the Discord. I'll link it one more time. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Me and Spock sent it at the exact same time. Thank you for everything. Love you, Spock. Everybody, much love. Yes, sir. Much love. Yes, ma'am, I guess. I said yes, sir. But I guess yes, sir is more of just like a saying. And then shout out to who was I going to shout out? I don't even think he's watching. But shout out to Chuckleberry. He won both of the subscriber leagues. So shout out to him. Tyler Huntley is starting. Yeah, I hope Tyler Huntley has a huge game. Thank you. No problem. Yeah, make sure you guys drop a like. Enjoy the playoffs. We'll be live next week doing playoff drafts. If you don't know what those are, I will explain them. And even if you don't want to do them with me, that's fine. I will just be talking about it. I think I figured out how to do the NFL playoff challenge that we used to always do, and I would give away a prize. It's not on NFL anymore. They discontinued it for some reason. There was always a couple hundred people in there playing with us, which was really awesome. And I would give away a prize to the winner. This year, I found a different website that does it. It doesn't, like, the vibe of it doesn't look as nice, but it is the same thing. So we're gonna be doing that. So there'll be a video on that. There'll be a video on my playoff predictions either tonight or on Monday, breaking down how I feel as though the playoffs are going to go. I don't think I've ever predicted the Super Bowl winner correctly. Every single Super Bowl winner I predicted, I think over the last 4 years, has came in second. So this year I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm just going to pick the Chiefs. Yeah, Tyler Huntley played good last week. Shout out to Spock. I appreciate all you guys. So there'll be some videos coming up. Nothing about fantasy though. Maybe we'll do a video. Maybe I'll do a video next week, like what the first round of 2024 fantasy football drafts will look like, and I'll just kind of break that down. But I appreciate you guys all. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go eat something. I'm hungry, so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great one. And see you guys next week. See you guys soon. There's no Monday Night Football, right? I'm not going crazy. Week 18 NFL schedule. Survey says there's not. I thought there wasn't. Okay, so yeah, the playoff prediction video is either coming tonight once the game ends or tomorrow. That's crazy. Not crazy. I mean, I wish I was. I guess I'm happy that I was born when I was, right? I was born at the correct time to make these videos. But yeah, that's awesome. I wish I was alive when the Dolphins actually were good. That makes sense. I don't know anything about Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek guy. I've heard it's good though, so I should probably watch it. But I appreciate all you guys. I'm getting out of here. I'm skedaddling. I'm gonna go watch the game. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys again for watching this season. I really appreciate it. Next season is going to be even greater, the greatest season ever. So I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. See you guys in the flippity flop. Peace out. Good boy. And we'll play some nice music. Play a nice tune on the way out. Bye. Love y'all.